so excited to have Alison Callan here with me today. She's a conscious creation business coach. She's actually my business coach, and I have so loved working with her. I wish I started working with her 2 years ago. I would have avoided so many mistakes, but it's okay. I am here now. And she is an absolute master at helping empathic healers like myself to run a really beautiful, heart-centered, soul-led business that is really working in and creating our and manifesting our most abundant life. And it's really she's helped me not only ground my business and work on the foundations of, practically running a business, but she's also helped me really come in contact with the highest and best aspects of myself so I can really reach for the stars. I would say what Alison does is she helps you not only see the stars and see the crystal clear clarity of bringing those stars down to earth and making it real, making it tangible, and making it possible. She has helped me believe in myself in so many ways, and I'm so happy to have you here today, Alison. Love you so much.
Thank you so much. What an intro. Goodness, Schamet, that's amazing. And it's been such a pleasure working with you as well. I love how you say that you've been reaching for the stars now, and look at you go. And this summit is a byproduct of that, and only just the beginning. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you so much. So, yeah, oh gosh, it feels so good to have this interview with you. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit excited. So, to me, it's like you're such a Wonder Woman. And such a goddess. And so that's the first question is, because I always call Alison a goddess, and she's so humble. She's like, I don't really see myself as a goddess. And I'm like, you're such a goddess. Look at you and your gold Wonder
I know,
Woman
I put this on for you.
So what does the goddess mean to you, Alison?
It is really interesting because I have said to you so many times how I do not relate to feeling that goddess energy, but putting myself in that situation and kind of trying to wear that label and that energy and feel into it. I think for me, being the goddess is self-acceptance. It's stepping out as who you truly are and knowing that your flaws make you so beautiful, that your uniqueness, your quirks are just everything that needs to be celebrated because it's what sets you apart. And I think for me, that's probably what has happened over the years as I've had all of those challenges, like you were saying, 2 years ago, I wish I'd started working together. It's those challenges that we had over those 2 years that, and all the other years, that got us to where we are, that got us to have more of that self-acceptance, more of that self-compassion, more of that, I guess, learning to love who we are, even though it's different, maybe even because it's different. And I think that I can resonate with. So being a goddess to me means knowing who I am, loving who I am, accepting who I am, and being the very best version I can be every day, knowing that every day I'm a little bit more of who I'm meant to be because of the life and the experience that I'm living. So yeah, I feel pretty good with that.
Yeah, I love that. I think that sometimes as women, we feel like the goddess is something that is perfect or
Yes.
more than what we can actually manage. And in actual fact, the authenticity of the goddess, in my opinion, is authenticity, is that connection with love. And so I love that you bring that into the real, like how we really are, right? And the human experience of it.
Yeah. I feel I feel like that sits really, really well. That just makes sense to me, because I think you're right. I think a lot of the time we perceive the goddess as something that's external, something that we aspire to, something that is not necessarily tangible in this body, in this realm, in this life experience that we have. And, it clearly is. I see it in other women. So allowing myself to see it in myself is a really beautiful thing. So thank you for persisting and pushing that goddess button.
No worries.
Yeah, it's been a good exploration. And this is it. We're always learning, right? We're always growing and evolving and seeing things differently. Yeah, and I love that about working with you and all my other clients. There's always something that I take away and learn as well at the same time. And, that's the gift.
Yeah, yeah. And so my next question is the awakening. Like, what does the awakening mean to you?
Oh, goodness. Again, I think it's that moment for me, that moment of realization of the true power that we possess. That moment when all of a sudden you realize how much of everything you are and what is possible. I think I've had many awakenings throughout my life, and each one of them has led me closer to that self-acceptance and that self-compassion and accepting and loving those flaws and being at one with my uniqueness and standing out in a crowd and being different. And with every experience and understanding of that, all of a sudden, I awaken a little bit more of who I am and what I'm meant to be, and a little bit more of a higher perspective, a little bit more of a curiosity, I guess, around what is possible, maybe some more playfulness around what I can take control of and have authority in and be, do, and experience. And I think that just breaks open another little layer, another little area to awaken, another little area of self-acceptance, of self-love, and the cycle continues. It's constant. It's always evolving, just as we are. And I think it's moments in time where we're just so alert to the change that we're creating. So to me, I think that is what awakening means. Yeah. And it might feel uncomfortable in the middle, but I think on the other side, it's probably all those moments that I feel really, really proud of, that really stand out, milestones. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And because you're a conscious creation business coach, for empaths in particular, I was hoping that you would talk a little bit about that, because, in your work, that's what you're doing, is empowering women to really step into their full potential.
Yeah. And we need it, right? I think so many, I was an empath for so long. And I think, one of those things that awoke and connected me to that feeling of knowing who I was and allowing myself to accept what I wanted in the world, And it became really, really important for me for other women to have that experience, to not just suppress it. I think we suppress so much of our own desires when we are empathic, intuitive women, because we know the need in the world, and oftentimes everyone else's need is greater, and we always have this capacity to serve and support and love. And yet at the same time, we are suppressed in our beliefs about how big that can become, how many people we can serve, what is the ability of taking what we are capable of doing, of what we most enjoy, and building, you know, dare I say, an empire. I think I said empire once and you roared with laughter, you know, and again, it means something different to everyone. And it's about defining that for ourselves and really taking that vision out into the world in a greater, grander sense. So I went on a mission to awaken other women to this powerful force that they have within themselves, and start to take strides to be the ripple that creates the wave. And that's how I like to see it. I mean, look, one little connection between you and look at the good that is being created as a result of that. You know, this, I get goosebumps when I talk about this. It creates a wave. It creates a wave that touches hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands, you know, over a period of time. And that is just everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really soul-fulfilling work, isn't it? When you can.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
But think about the journey that we go on to unlock all of that stuff, to be able to help others do the same. It's not an easy feat to ask people to do the level of internalization and the level of practical stuff all at the same time. You know, it's a big undertaking. You know, it's life's work. It's not a short, sharp burst. It's sometimes that's the weight. It feels bigger than you, and that can be scary. So yeah, I love taking those visions and getting them out there and allowing them to expand and contract and work backwards to the here and now, to be able to really create and manifest the lessons, the journey, the experiences, you know, and walk alongside these women as they take these great steps into becoming the goddess, their true, authentic, big, bold, brave selves.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You know, for me, I'm this very strong, stroppy, you know, independent, kind of run with the wolves kind of warrior woman, where I've always felt like I didn't need anyone, that I can do it all myself. And, you know, and my dad taught me that as well. He was a very independent man as well. But working with you has really showed me how important it is to have someone by your side, to have someone holding you accountable. You know, some of the times that you've said, Schamet, da 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 da, and I've gone, oh my God, she's so right. You know, calling me out on my blind spots that I just don't, I would have never seen them if you hadn't brought that to my attention and my awareness. And so I now know how important it is to actually work with a business coach. So valuable. So I wanted to see if you would talk a little bit more about that as well, the process and the journey of how you help women with their soul business.
Yeah. That's such a lovely story, because I'm of the belief that even coaches need coaches. You know, I really do, because none of us can see our own blind spots. You know, we really need to look in that mirror and hear some things, and not just once, a few times, to be able to really process, to really understand, to interpret and to work on that. And, you know, as you know, we've done a lot of business stuff, but we've also done a lot of internal stuff and a lot of belief work and a lot of mindset alterations and, you know, a lot of logical, practical steps and pattern building and all those kind of things, and just a greater understanding of perspectives from the group that we've been working in, because everyone gives a different viewpoint, and that's just so beneficial. So I guess the work that I do with women is really getting their sense of clarity in the very very first instance, because you can't create something without knowing exactly where it is that you want it to go. Now, that doesn't mean, in my opinion, that that's the end goal for all time, because I know that I've had many goals that I've set for myself. And when I achieve them, I know myself well enough to know now that once they're achieved, there's still something on the other side that I'm like, well, now I can do this and now I can do that. But without this goal, I never would have really believed that it was possible. So creating goals just shifts the goalposts going forwards. And I love getting that clarity around what is the goal that we strive for now? What is the goal that we're really working towards that's just enough of a stretch that we still know it's within our potential, within our possibility arena? And all of the feelings, the thoughts, the expectations that come up around that, so important to understand, so that we've got a baseline of where we're at, where we're going, and then we can start saying, well, what are the steps that we need to take? And I think I said to you at the beginning, it's so hard to describe what it's going to be like, because each person is different. Each person needs a different thing. And in all of the programs that I work, be it a group, a membership, one-on-one, it's still individualized coaching. Everyone still gets to share their queries and their questions and their sticking points and their thoughts, because there's no one size fits all. And I'm so passionate about helping people understand that, you know, for your particular pathway to that one goal and vision, no one's ever done it before. You are breaking the mold. You are breaking your mold, and you are striving into unknown territory. And no matter how many people give you their map for how they created their business, it is never going to be the map that gets you exactly where you are now to where you want to be, because that road has yet to be paved, and you are the only one that can do it. And I love breaking all of those misconceptions around what they need and how they need to do it, and all of the things that they hear, that they believe, that create these things. And oftentimes, you know, these beautiful women believe that they need all of these steps in place or these ways of doing things. And I love stripping away those components and just saying, can we get back to basics? Strip away the things that you think you need to do because you've heard that it's been created from somewhere else. And I want to test your belief system and your personality and your characteristics and qualities, and see whether or not that truly fits with the way that you should be paving your pathway to that goal or not. If it is, fantastic. If it isn't, fantastic. Either way, we know, and we start building those steps. And I love taking people on that journey, and I love being there with them, because it's completely unknown. And, you know, oftentimes that's scary, but I find it exhilarating. I find it so exciting, because when you don't know something, you can ask questions and you can find things out, and you can start to uncover some stuff that you just might not have looked for before. And there's magic in those uncharted territories. And I guess that's the journey that I like to see, that I walk with people. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I've loved the journey. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. It's been amazing. I look forward to my Mondays. It's like my highlight of the week. And I love that you're a mom too, that you've got the kids at home, and that, you know, sometimes they'll run into the room and give you a big hug, and then you just give them a big hug, and you just keep teaching and instructing and supporting, and I love that, because it's that authenticity. And I think that for me, being a mom of two boys, and it helps me, it's accessible. Like, I feel like, oh, okay, you know, this is accessible, and this is real, and this is authentic. Like, we are mothers running a business, and that's just so beautiful.
Yeah. I don't think I'd be doing what I'm doing. I don't think I would have had the courage to do what I'm doing if I hadn't have had my boys. You know, it was because of them, coming into my world, they catalyzed this deep need to live out my dreams and enable myself to have dreams. And if I expected them to believe they can be, do, have, experience everything that they want to and that they desire in order to have this amazing human experience, then it was time that I showed them that it was possible, and that all of these things that come up that tend to hold us back, reasons, excuses, fears, excitement, commitments, whatever it might be, it's figuring out what is most important and making that choice. And again, that brings us back to those awakening moments, you know, of really choosing, of making that compound decision that this is the right thing. And it has that equal amount of exhilaration and equal amount of frightening, terrified, scared emotion. But yeah, I love that they were able to support me in breaking that through, of awakening that need in me, because I think it had just been dormant, like so many of us before that. You know, I just kept putting it aside, thinking, there's time, I can do what I want when I want. Am I happy? Am I not really happy? I just got into a routine. And that was something I didn't want to do anymore. I didn't want to have that kind of routine where I felt like I was just going through motions. I wanted to live in Technicolor with, you know, all the sounds and experiences and all of the senses activated. And and that's how I now choose to live. And it's better, so much better. It's great. It is great. And I get to share that with them, and they push me to be better. And I don't think they'll ever understand that until they are older. You know, I don't think they appreciate what it means for me to be helping women in this way, and helping awaken them, and helping them rise into their most goddess selves, and to literally consciously create the life they want, whatever that looks like for them. And they did that without even intending to. And so it is special that they see what I do, and it's important that they know that I love coming to work, and it's incredible. You know, I try and include them in all of the activities that I do. I've had people clapping for their birthdays when I've been on stage and I've been talking about them, and written it in my book. And they pop in and out every now and then, especially more this year. And it's great that they get to see that side of things.
And you're giving them such a beautiful role model. That, and they will understand it the older they get. You know, my son is coming up on 13. He's turning 13 next week, and he's actually really starting to get it, and it fills my heart with so much joy to model that for him. That being and understanding his mom as a leader. And that was my next question for you, is how do you see women's leadership? Like, where is that now, and where do you think that's going?
Women's leadership, it's really, really interesting. I've just been asked to do a series on leadership, and I've been working on this and figuring it out, because I think a lot of it is what we've been talking about. You know, we are leading the way in the very best way that we know how, flawed and vulnerable, and allowing our emotions to be seen, felt, and discussed without it taking any form of power away from us, without it taking any form of control away from us, with us being able to engage in conversations with curiosity. I think female leaders are naturally nurturing. There is a nurturing capability, which means that people feel heard. You know, they feel understood, even if it isn't, they don't get the outcome they wanted. They still feel included. They feel part of the conversation, the discussion. I think that there's a mutual respect that comes with female leadership, even in times of disagreement and confusion. I think conflict is dealt with differently now, with women rising in this newfound way through awakening and taking more control and having more intriguing conversations. And, you know, the acceptance of extreme diversity and opinions and thoughts and life experiences, and being able to learn. I think this is where the empath rises, because being able to have those deep and meaningful, you know, conversations and really learn from that other person's experience around what they experienced that has led them to believe what they believe, and how that has created this place that they are at, and really getting to understand that on a deeper level, I think is really important. And it's just, it's elegant at the same time. You know, it's not vulnerable for the sake of being vulnerable. It's this elegance of accepting those flaws, making those mistakes, learning from them, and then sharing those experiences so that other people can learn from those deeper conversations, those truths, those authentic moments of not pretending that it's all easy to get to where they need and want to be. That, you know, challenges have been there, but it's all how we process them. And everyone processes them differently with all the tools and the resources that we have independently. How does that feel to you?
I love that. I love that so much. I do feel like women are the way showers, and that it is, you know, the women are rising up, and we are emerging into a new paradigm of how to be leaders in the world as women. And so it's fascinating to me. I love that. I love that you're going to do a series too. How exciting.
Yeah.
Yay.
No, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So it's fabulous. That's a good coincidence for me then, Schamet, that it's come up now as well.
I know, it really is. Yeah, amazing. Because I kind of just sprung that question on you.
Yeah.
You know, and I intuitively felt it come through. So, yeah. So
All
keep
of
us
the
posted
questions.
about that. Keep us posted.
Yeah.
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 And I can update that when you have the specifics. I can
Mm-hmm.
update that to the information on the website too.
Awesome. Thank you.
Definitely. It's all
Yeah,
about,
it's definitely an interest.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely an interest.
I do see that as being more and more women stepping into their power, and more women rising into leadership roles. And so I love that you're going to be supporting that. Fantastic.
Yeah. I think, you know, this is about realizing and believing that we can have and do it all. You know, I think we're starting to shed the belief that it's not possible to do everything that we want to do. Whereas, you know, now I'm starting to understand that it's the limits of the things that I believe and the possibilities that either create that distance from what I want or bring me closer towards what I'm striving for. And I've loved experimenting with that. And I think that's one of the things that I say to you and all of my other clients is experiment. You know, we have all of these belief systems within us, all of these expectations of, oh, I can't do that, and I shouldn't do that, and that wouldn't work because of this. But if we don't test it, then we don't really know. And I remember thinking at the very beginning of my business when I was starting, there were so many things that I felt absolutely like, oh, that does not fit me. That doesn't fit my brand. I can't imagine doing business in that way. And I thought, well, I don't want to imagine it. And I need to test my fear. I need to test my challenges. I need to test all of these things. And I need to think about, it's not just about me. It's about learning. And I might not think it fits me now, but who's to say that it won't in the future, or that I won't grow into it, or I won't grow from it. And that has just shifted so much for me, because the knowledge and the capacity that then created within me to be able to help other people, I can answer so much and guide people on the experiences that I've had, and the pros and the cons, and encourage them to figure it out for themselves, to experiment, to play, to, there is no such thing as failure in this business game. It's all about challenges and pushing ourselves to experience more. And the more we experience, the more we grow, the more we grow, the more we awaken, the more we awaken, the more we can lead and rise, and it's just that, it is that beautiful synergy that takes us from one step to the next, to the next, to the next. Think of all those moments of struggle and challenge, and see them now as to where they were. It feels like you were a whole different person when you were experiencing that, because you didn't have the tools and the resources of that experience to get you through to where you rightly are now. And I love that. I love that. I love talking about, failure is a concept that we've been given, and yet redefining it is such a beautiful experience to realize that it doesn't have to exist. Yeah.
I love that.
That went on a beautiful tangent.
No, I love that tangent because it's such an important one, and for everyone that's listening. I know firsthand that what Alison is talking about to be true in my own experience. I have made mistakes, heaven forbid, but, but through those mistakes, there was so much growth.
Yeah.
And I would not be where I am right now. And I really love where I am right now if
Yes.
it wasn't for all of those mistakes, right? Because they broke me open, and they made me, like shed light on all the aspects of parts of me that I didn't see and I didn't understand before that. And you're quite right, Alison, like the me a year ago was a very different me than I am now. And and through those mistakes, those failures, those, that's the authenticity of growth. And helped me see that. So I think that's one of your superpowers.
I really love it. I really love it. I work with a lot of mums, I work with a lot of mums and dads, but with the mums, we all start to think that one of the things we want to achieve through having this amazing business is more time with our families. And I think one of the things that I first instill is, do you have time now? Do you have a family now? Yes. Then make that your success factor and experience that level of success now. Allow yourself to have and enjoy and fully submerge yourself in that quality time with your family that you want to have in the future, that is available to you right now. Right now, it's totally available to you. And I think sometimes we don't allow ourselves to receive what it is that we most want until we've made it, like until we've done a certain thing or we've got a certain place or we've, and that's the old way of doing things. That's giving ourselves more of what it is that we crave right now in a really healthy and authentic way, and seeing it as the gift that we have already created. We already have that level of success in our lives. That should fill us up to give us the energy, the motivation, and all of those overwhelming feelings that enables us to be our best selves in creating that service, that product, that business that we are so ready to do. And yet so many of us see it the other way around. And I love that I have the ability to just challenge that thinking from the outset, because a simple tweak just changes the landscape of where we begin.
Yeah. So I was hoping that you might have time to do a quick mindset pathway. Is that okay to do?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. I can do, so do you mean a little mini meditation?
Yeah.
Is that what you were thinking? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I can definitely do something like that.
Before we wrap it up, but before you go into it, I just want to also say to everyone that's listening, if you get the all access pass, you will get the beautiful, beautiful gift from Alison, and I'm so excited about it. We were talking before we started recording, but I'll let you explain it. So yeah, if you can just explain that before we do the meditation, so that everyone can leave on a very kind of happy, floaty. I love
that.
Meditations. They're so beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, we were talking about, what could I do? What could I gift? So many options. So what I thought I would do is, from my paid memberships, I've got 3 different tiers of paid memberships. I'm going to unlock a little bit of a bundle from each one of those that's very exclusive, that only the people within my memberships get. And I'm going to unlock a few of those key workshops and workbooks and guides and give them to you, especially for this summit. So you can get to experience a little bit about what it takes to plan, to strategize, to focus, to begin and start creating the most conscious you in order to build the most amazing life and business that you desire.
Wow. I'm so excited.
You're going to have to stop me from giving too much.
And this woman, this goddess, is an over giver. Like, I just love that about you, Alison, because I'm the same. Like, I'm just like, I want to help, I want to give. I'm one of those overachiever types, and I know you are too. So, everyone, I love that. Everyone that's listening, definitely sign up for the all access pass so you can get hold of this really valuable business strategy information, because it's high value content. So thank you, Alison. We are so grateful.
I'm so excited. Oh, okay. So let us take a moment. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna feel into our success. So that's what we're gonna do. I think that would be a lovely floaty moment for everyone to end on. So if you would like to sit back in your seat and just take a beautiful deep breath in and allow yourself to exhale. Oh, just feeling that breath coming in and going out. And when you feel relaxed enough to close your eyes, please do so. Feeling your feet nice and firmly on the ground, allowing your feet just to rock backwards and forwards ever so slightly, till you can truly settle and feel that gravity all around them, allowing them to connect to the ground. As you take another breath that allows you to go a little bit deeper, allowing yourself to feel a little bit heavier. Allow your body to soften as you take those deep breaths in and you release any unneeded held tension. Allow yourself to loosen through that breath. As you quieten your mind and still your body, I want you to focus on finding your center, that center point within your physical and energetic form. A place where you feel centered, at peace, whole and complete. Just allow yourself to go deeper into that place. And right now I want you to remember a time when you felt success, when you felt on top of the world, where you felt like you had achieved everything you set out to achieve. Remember that time from when you were younger, maybe when you were a child, that overwhelming time when you were capable of everything and anything. And now I want you to step into that moment. Step into that moment and feel all of those feelings. That's right. Notice where in your body you felt all of those amazing feelings of being able to do anything and everything. Notice where in your body you feel those feelings. Notice how your body responds. Explore and expand those feelings. Allow them to take over your entire body. Allow a smile to come over your face. Allow that feeling of joy, of exhilaration, of absolute wonder and amazement and euphoria to just come out of you just as it needs to. It's a feeling that cannot be contained. You feel that. It is bigger than you. And yet you can feel it all and experience it all. It's wonderful. And so are you. Oh, I want you to take that feeling. Take that feeling right now. That bigger than you, I can achieve anything, success feeling. And I want you to store that. Store that in that place in your body. That place where it emanates from in the beginning. Place it there. That's it. Now, as you store it, this is a feeling that you can come back to anytime you want to. And I want you to place your hand on your heart right now and breathe in to that feeling. And ask your subconscious to remind you that this feeling is one that lasts. This feeling was one that you created. And this feeling is something that you can experience whenever you require. This is your gift from an amazing, amazing experience that you had. Isn't that going to be wonderful to receive every day? You tap into this feeling every day and then imagine what wouldn't be possible, what wouldn't be for you, capable of you, anything. So allowing that joy to emanate from you. Feeling your hands soften back in your lap, feeling your feet nice and firmly on the ground. I want you to breathe back into your body, into your center. You've just created a shortcut to success. And that is going to be a superpower for you. So I want you to rock your feet from backwards to forwards, heels to toes on the ground. Stretch your fingers out in your lap, rolling your shoulders back, feeling yourself fully back in your body because you don't want to be anywhere else anymore. Oh. And when you are ready, opening your eyes and coming back into the room.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for that.
Meditations. They're so good. Thank you.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, I immediately connected to that childhood kind of strength and courage and fearlessness that I could do anything and be anything I wanted to be before everyone else told me I couldn't.
Yes. Why did we listen to those people? Yeah, we spend so long trying to fit in, and you know, Awakening the Goddess is all about when we start to understand that it's the magic of standing out. That is what we're meant to do. Yeah.
No more playing small. Nope, we've come here to be who we are.
Oh, everything and more. Yeah. So release those success factors, those feelings, those resources as often as you need to. It's one of the things I do every single morning. I step into that success feeling, and then the rest of the day is a different kind of day than when I don't start with that moment.
Yeah, I love that. I love the ritual and the ceremony of embodying and grounding that every day. I love it. Thank you so much, Alison. We're at time, so I've got to go. Thank you so much. I've so enjoyed that.
Such a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you to everyone that is watching. I hope that this has sparked something within you that is allowing you to reach for more than you thought you could.
Yeah, great. And thank you so much for your very, very generous and kind offer of locking some valuable, high value content. I'm so excited. So thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.